rebuilding. The catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40. We focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 121 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast, the Josh Bryant Seminar. So we're just near 2/3 of the way through June, I guess, already. And we just got off the weekend where we did the Josh Bryant Lift More, Perform Better seminar at the gym. And if you remember a few episodes ago, we actually had the interview with Josh Bryant to talk all things strength and power and family and business. And it was really cool. And, you know, that was the first time I'd really talked to Josh. So this weekend that passed, he came into town on Friday. We hung out Friday night. And then Saturday we did the seminar. And then we went out to dinner Saturday. And I got to tell you, it was just fantastic. Not fantastic, fantastic. The more I got to know Josh, the more I liked the guy. Super knowledgeable. He's training some of the strongest powerlifters right now, some of the strongest benchers, a man after my own heart. He's got 3 or 4 lifters benching well over 600, and one of them just broke into the 700 pound zone. This is raw. This is just in the t-shirt. A couple, Branch Warren, a big, strong bodybuilder dude that's just massively thick, super lean. So he's just... And he's been at this for a long time. He was the youngest person to ever bench 600 pounds. I think he was 19 at the time. It just made this his life. You know, he's smart. He's got a master's degree in exercise. He's been a strength and conditioning coach for some teams out there. And a few years ago, he just decided he wanted to do his own thing, work his own brand. And, you know, like anything else, he's worked really hard and he's becoming successful with it. He's written, geez, what did he say? Something like 15 books are written or co-authored. We've got Metroflex, which has all kinds of workouts in it. We've got the bench press, his manual on bench pressing, and Jailhouse Strong. Those are the top 3. But he's got Keto Built. He's got a whole bunch of things overall. And it was really cool spending time with him, you know, in the, you know, professional seminar delivering, you know, information. And then also getting a chance just to talk and just get to know the guy. Just a solid guy, right? A no-nonsense guy, a solid guy, good, just tons of integrity and stuff. Just his philosophies. I really enjoyed it. I'm gushing like a schoolgirl here. Just a good dude I'd fucking hang out with over and over again. Now, what was really sharp is we ended up having about 30 people at the seminar, which is really cool. And you know, the one thing I did too is before we started the seminar, and I always like to give a little talk when there's an event that we're involved in. And what I told the group is that I was really proud of them. I was proud of them for being here. Because at the end of the day, if we want to improve, we need to acquire more knowledge. And in acquiring more knowledge, we can find things that we can use for ourselves. We can open ourselves up to new information and discover things maybe we've never thought of or we had no idea of, or remind us of important information that we sometimes forget about or we haven't thought about, because there's a lot that comes at us. A lot of information. And if you've been lifting for a long time, you know, in the case of me and a bunch of my buddies over there, we've done a bunch of different training and tried a bunch of different protocols. So quite often we're like, oh my God, I forgot about that. I haven't done that in a long time. I remember, yeah, you know. So super valuable. But I'll tell you what, it was one of the most key valuable parts for me, and this is what I was telling the group at the beginning, is that it's all part of the mindset. It's all part of our circle of influence. It's all part of us immersing ourselves deeper into an endeavor that we care about and we want to do better in. And that's important. That's super valuable. That's as important as going to the gym and doing the workouts, is surrounding ourselves with people that are smarter than us, surrounding ourselves with people that are better than us in the endeavor that we want to be better in, because that's what we're going to learn. That's where we're going to get motivated. That's where we're going to get fired up. I always say, you know, it's a great way to spend a Saturday, because most times we waste time on a Saturday. We worked all week long, so we just want to flop around or do busy work. And that's okay. We have gardens to tend and we have pools to clean, and maybe we have side gigs to do and we have kids to take around. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it. But it's great when we can take that time that's available to us and spend it working on something that's important to us overall. And what I told the group, I said, I'm so proud of them for being there because it shows that they're open to learning. It shows that they want to do more. They want to be better. And isn't it great to have something that matters to you like that? To have that kind of purpose in your life. Something that matters to you that much that you're going to spend money and give up your Saturday for to get more knowledge and get more progress with. I think if we don't have something like that, I kind of feel bad for you. I'm like, we need to have those things that really motivate us and that we're passionate about. Now, isn't it great if we can make that our life and that's our career and our business and our job is that what we're passionate about is what we actually get to do and get paid for? I think that's like the ultimate overall. But until that happens, this is really cool too. To be part of something, to be immersed in something that you love to do overall. It's a culture. It's a subculture, right? It's a community. And we all want to belong to something. And we want to be in a place where you're respected. The one thing I told the group as well is that there was a diverse range of people there in experience and in strength levels. And the one thing that I was really trying to drive home to them is that if they had a question, this was the time to ask that question. And not to be shy and not to be intimidated that you might ask something that might seem too simple. Because if you don't know, it's your responsibility to find out. I was surprised that there weren't more coaches around in this area that weren't at this event. I was surprised and I wasn't surprised. And I'm not calling coaches out. I'm not calling things out. I'm just saying if you want to get better at what you're doing and you want to, cover another angle and learn another angle and someone who's at a much higher level in the game is available to spend time with, how could you not want to be part of that? How could you not want to see if you can learn something, even if it's just reaffirming stuff you already know? I found that interesting. One of the things we discussed is that sometimes people, their egos won't allow them to do that. And that's unfortunate. It's closed-minded. One thing Josh talked about is the open mind concept versus the closed-minded concept. Open mind means you're ready to learn things. You're ready to look at things. If something interests you, you want to go deeper into it. And you're not ready. We have certain things that we believe in, right? That we structure our way of doing things in any endeavor. But with an open mind, we're going to be able to make changes if we feel that those changes are warranted. As opposed to a closed mind where you're like, oh, I already know that. Oh, I already know that. Oh, that's not going to work. That closed-minded level way of thinking is so much more limiting because what happens is you'll no longer learn and things will pass by you. Things will evolve around you, right? You'll sit there and wonder how this happened. How did this come to be? Well, because you stopped wanting to learn. You stopped making yourself a little bit vulnerable and accepting the fact that maybe you don't know everything, and that's okay. Kevin, one of my training partners, a fellow business guy, he's in the computers and stuff. We often have been talking about lately about finding situations that we can spend time in, workshops and seminars and groups where we are not the smartest people in the room. We are not the most successful people in the room because that's important for us to continue to learn and to grow. If we spend the time always in situations where we're the king, right, things are going to pass us by us. We're going to quickly become irrelevant. And if that's part of your ego and your identity is to be known and a go-to person in that industry, and that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But the moment you stop being open and stop looking to learn and looking to see if maybe someone else has a better way to do it, then you're going to lose that. I know there were some people that were intimidated to come because they didn't feel they were strong enough, that they should be in that room. And my answer to that is that's the only way you're going to get stronger is to be in that room and to be in that situation. Looking around the room, 30, 35 people, I saw a lot of different things. I would look around quite often and I would listen. And I would see a chunk of the community just, that were there, the people, writing things down, listening, paying attention. But I also saw people not paying attention. I saw people off to the side having their own conversations on their phone. And that's too bad. That's too bad because when you're doing that, you're missing out on something vital. One piece of information. One thing what I did with everybody as I could is after we broke out from that, we went into the hanger side and I told guys, listen, if you have a question on your deadlift, on your squat, or your bench, head on over to the hanger. That's why it's great being able to do it in our gym. And I want you guys to get in position. So if it's a bench, start warming up on the bench and get to a point where that question or that technique thing you have, you're ready to do it. So Josh can go around and work with you for 4 or 5 minutes. And a bunch of people went over. A bunch of people didn't. A bunch of people got there and started working out and getting ready, prepared. And I told them, be ready so that you can take full advantage because he's got a lot of people to talk to. But you know what? Maybe only 8 or 10 did. But they're the ones who got even more out of this seminar. We were about 3 hours into it, and I remember I was sitting up front, and I looked behind me, and I just sat there and I said, guys, who wants to work out? And like almost everybody's like, yeah. Because we were highly motivated. We were inspired. We were excited. To me, that value alone of that is a great takeaway. But what I asked everyone is, what's the one thing that you got from this? What's the one thing that stood out for you? Did you get one or two like just nuggets of holy shit? Because that's what you need to do when you go to these situations, is you need to listen and you need to focus and you need to come away with something. And quite a few people did. Quite a few people did. And you know what? The most important thing is once you've gotten that piece of information, once you came away with that nugget or you were super motivated, is you need to take that and put that into action right away. I wrote out 12 weeks of training. I probably took 9 pages of notes, a bunch of pictures, because he had a slide, he had a presentation going and stuff. Because it was just super valuable. And I was getting so much from it. And there was a lot of ahas and, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I never thought of putting that together. So I personally came away at least 2 distinct aha nugget moments, golden nuggets, not nose nuggets, guys, golden nuggets, that I immediately incorporated. You should have seen us last night. This was on Saturday. Last night was Tuesday, our bench night. There was 7 of us there. 6 of us were at that seminar. The vibe was phenomenal. We were motivated. We were excited. We were putting stuff together. We were working our ass off. Today, I'm mangled. And I love it. But I took the information. And then we created action steps. And then we took action. And then set some standards and set some goals based off that. So if that's all anyone got out of that seminar, where they got excited, they got motivated, they dialed some training in, they wrote out a program and committed to a couple competitions, because this is powerlifting, of course. If that's all you got out of it, that was worth 10 times the price of the seminar. Because that's the kind of stuff that fuels us and fires us up. And going back to mindset. Now, the key is to keep that momentum going. Keep that ball rolling. Stay excited. I have 2 or 3 videos that I'm playing over and over again, relevant to this, because I want to keep this first and foremost. Even myself, I'm really busy. I've been meaning to put together our seminar for Bench Monster 2.0, where we actually work with bands, boards, and chains. People have been asking me to do it for a long time. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. Well, I wrote it out yesterday because I was in a high state of motivation. Because what I liked about that, what I came away with from that seminar for myself, is how excited I was and everyone in that room. The ones that paid attention, the ones that were excited by it, the ones that the deeper they got into it, the more excited they got. That's the value, and I want to maintain that. So I took some time yesterday and I fired it up, and we're going to launch it today. Because it's keeping that ball rolling. It's acquiring knowledge. It's teaching the knowledge, helping people. Those are all the things that are super important to me and for my brand. But they're the things that make me me. They're the things that I get joy and content from, is helping others improve themselves. So the other thing I'm fired up about is, what's the next seminar I can take? That I can take. Because I want to keep that going. I want to get into a situation on a regular basis where I'm not the smartest person in the room, where I'm not the strongest person in the room. I'm not the most successful person in the room. Because that value is tremendous. At the end of the day, that's what we need to do. We need to keep ourselves highly motivated, in a state of efficiency, doing the right things, the small steps, brick by brick every day, moving us towards our purpose. And that's really what this whole podcast is about, is to help everyone that listens to it move in that direction. Find out who they are, what motivates them, what's important to them, what do they really want to do, what do you really want to be, what type of hero in your own movie do you want to be? And then when you've determined that, and what your purpose is and what you want to do, then the mindset, the step-by-step work, staying motivated, staying accountable, putting yourself in a situation to be successful, surrounding yourself with the right people to keep you in the right frame of mind. It's overwhelming, it's exciting all at the same time. But what's the alternative? Being unsuccessful with your goals, being unfulfilled, being miserable? That's the easy part, but that's the hard part at the same time, because that makes you miserable. And hopefully for a lot of you people listening, you're tired of being in that state. So if it's just as hard to be miserable, although at front it's not as heavy because we can hide and be lazy and procrastinate, but the side effect from that, the casualty of that is far harder on ourselves. What's easier is getting up every day, having a ritual, exercising, eating better, expanding our mind. In the long run, that's much easier. And that's what we have control over. And that's where it always comes down to us. It's just us. Win or lose, successful or unsuccessful, it's all down to us. No one else can be blamed. No one else can do it for us. So we have tremendous control. We have tremendous power. But that comes with a lot of fear and anxiety at first, because we're not prepared. I was just talking to my daughter. It's just her last day of school today. And she's like, I did my last exam. It was easy. I didn't even have to stay up till 2 a.m. studying. But I told her, I said, but one of the reasons why you were confident is because you stayed up till 2 a.m. studying. So you went into that exam confident. And that confidence has so much value. Not overconfidence, mind you, but confidence. Because she felt prepared. And that's really what we need to do, is just keep preparing ourselves. Do the small things day in, day out, the small steps, the brick by brick. Moving towards our vision. And if we do that, a lot of great things are going to happen along the way. Whether we reach that goal right away or in a long time, maybe even never. But we'll be so much further because of that journey. It's not the destination, it's the journey. People, they say that and they poo-poo it. But you know what? It's fucking true. It's true, because you know what? Tuesday night in the gym was always a good night for me in the gym, but it was a great night last night because we were all working out. We were all excited. We kicked our own asses. And we were, you know what? We just laid on the field in the battlefield spent, but glorious in the fact that we did our best and we were all exhausted and we were mangled and we felt excited and happy and pleased by it. Well, fuck me if that isn't a lot better than just laying on the couch, watching TV, and feeling shitty about yourself because you didn't do anything about it. I'll take the first one. And we all will once we get into it. Like I said, great seminar. Learned a ton of stuff. New goals. Some big goals came out of it for myself and a couple of my buddies that were there as well. And just pumped and just excited. Excited to have something to be excited about, guys. That's what I want you guys to go out and do. I want you to find something that excites you and then get into it. Get back to it. And get more immersed into it. Read about it. Right? There's that. We all have that thing that we want to do or do at a higher level. So just do it. Just go after it. No more excuses. Get it done. Brick by brick. Get in rooms that are full of smarter people and you'll become smarter. You hang out in the gym where people are stronger, you'll get stronger. It's that simple, guys. Change your environment. Walk in the footsteps of the person you want to become, and it's going to happen. And that's all I have to say about that for now, guys. Head on over to iTunes or at the end of this episode. Leave us a 5-star rating. A positive review would be fantastic. I know there's a bunch of you guys that say you're going to do it, but please do it. If you're going to do it because it helps us. It moves us up the charts and stuff. You know, it gets us more exposure, and that's really what we want to do. We want to keep spreading the message of the Silverback Blueprint to other guys over 40. I want to help a ton of the guys out there. I just want them to be better. I want to see people be happier, fulfilled. That's part of my mission in life. And if you're getting anything from these podcasts, that would help us out tremendously. Head on over to Hostile Gear. Use the code Silverback. 20% off. We're always coming out with new stuff, cool stuff. Got some new hats up there. It's sunny out. Don't burn your forehead. And as always, guys, work hard, motherfuckers. And I'll talk to you guys later.